Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's November 22nd. It's kind of a cool day. It's in the low mid 50s. Not much wind though. I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's Thursday, so happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thanks for coming along on the ride with me. So it's been a while since I've been able to make a riding video. It's been cold here. We actually had our first freeze this past weekend, so I've gotten out a couple days. One day was a little warmer, and then one day was pretty cold. The one day that was cold just got colder because it was the Sunday the Cowboys played the Packers, and unfortunately we had a brutal loss. But we followed that up this past weekend with a really good win. So they played real well on all sides of the ball. I thought Dak probably played the best game he's ever played as a professional. I just thought Dak looked fantastic. Dak couldn't have played no better. I've heard a lot of people saying, well, might have been a perfect game. Maybe, if there is such a thing. They certainly, for the first time in a long time that I can remember, they beat what was supposed to be a really good team, and they beat the shit out of them. And the Cowboys haven't just beat down somebody in a long time. So, excellent win. So I'm out on the XP Lite today, and I was doing some maintenance on this bike over the it's been about a week and a half ago or so, maybe a week ago. Just checking all the nuts and bolts and screws and cleaning the chain, and I started noticing that the rear brake caliper seemed to me that it was kind of, I don't know, seemed low on the rotor. And this rear brake, I've always had troubles getting the same brake pressure out of the rear rotor that I get out of the front, or you know, the brake lever. It's always been kind of soft compared to the front. So I got to looking at it, and look, I'm no brake engineer. I'm not even a bicycle mechanic. I'm just a guy who works on his own bicycles and have since I was a little kid. You know, bicycles are, there's not a lot to a bicycle, first of all. All right, even e-bikes. So I went ahead and I raised the caliper off the mount it sits on. I took a couple washers and put them on each side, and it raised it about 3/16 of an inch, maybe an 1/8 to 3/16. And I took it out and I did some tests, and I was really surprised at how much better the rear brake is working than it was before. I could never really lock up this rear brake before, and not only can I lock it up now, I can do well, yeah, that power slides, That one got a little crazy, but I can just lock the brake up very easily now. It just makes a better grab on the rotor now. So if some of y'all are having troubles with your rear brake grabbing, now I also changed the rear brake pads on this bike. I bought 4, basically I got a set of 4 pads, and they're multi-metallic. But even when I first put them on, it still didn't have good rear brake. I couldn't lock it up. I mean, now hell, I can lock it up. I can do power slides. I can hit the brake and jiggle the front end and fishtail the rear end of the bike, and I could never do any of that kind of stuff before. So if some of y'all are not happy with your rear brake and how powerful it is, maybe try raising the caliper up a little bit, maybe 1/8 to 3/16 of an inch. Okay, like I said, let me go up to speed here, and I'll hit the rear brake. Y'all can hear that. I could never do that before. Never could get the rear brake to screech like that. So and let me tell you something, this bike's fun to do power brake slides, and it's light enough that you can control it. That one I did early, a minute ago, I got caught in a little bit of gravel, and it did get a little crazy, but in general, this bike's braking a lot better. I could probably raise the front caliper and get the same thing, but the front caliper on this brake has always worked real good. I've never had an issue with the front caliper, the braking power on it. It's always it just stops the bike, and I still have the stock pads in the front. So what do we got now? 1,805 miles on this? Yes, we do. So, probably going to have to get a hold of Lectric and see if there's any maintenance I need to do to this motor. See if I need to pull it out and re-grease it, or what needs to be done. So, but I'm much happier with the braking power now that the bike has. Especially, you know, I use my rear brake a lot more than the front. I'll use the rear brake to cut the motor off and not actually be braking the bike. I'll just use it to cut the motor power, because you know this bike has a tendency, it'll keep power going for a second or two after you stop pedaling, especially if you have it set up in the more aggressive pedal assist settings, which I do. So actually, it's not too bad out here for being in the lower 50s. Now, I am layered up. I have a pair of base layer pants on, which are made by Reebok, and they're kind of the pants you'll see athletes wearing underneath their, like, basketball uniforms, stuff like that. Okay, and then I have a pair of pants over those. And then I have a long sleeve t-shirt on, a jacket, and then I have a safety t-shirt over the jacket. But I am wearing just fingerless gloves. Now these are heavier dutier These aren't actually cycling gloves. These are made by Setwear. They're called Hot Hands. They're actually made for working with hot stage lights. So I used to be before the pandemic hit and all that, I was an audio guy. I did a lot of work in the entertainment business. So I've done a lot of, you know, shows from rock and roll, from Van Halen to Slayer to Willie Nelson, Chuck Berry. So I didn't just do audio either. I was when you're a stagehand, a union stagehand, you pretty much so do everything. So, but my specialty was audio. So it was fun. I wouldn't go back to it because of the pandemic. You know, that was, my industry was shut down before anything else got shut down. We were down in well, most everything started getting shut down in March. Hell, they shut us down in late January. We were all going home. So, and then I moved back to Saginaw, and just driving back and forth to where I was working just wouldn't have worked. So I'm currently starting to look for a job. Hopefully it won't take me very long to find something. Although if I find a job, I'm probably not going to get to ride as much, and that's going to suck. But I don't know, it's just, you know, when it gets winter and you can't go out and ride because of the cold, then that's when you kind of wish you had a job to go do. I guess when it's summertime and you can go out and ride every day, and, you know, have fun riding. It's you know, it's different. Certainly is funner. So yeah, sometimes that street can be very busy. That intersection there is where I ran into my first Karen. You guys would not have believed it. I wish I had had video rolling on that day. But I'm going the other direction, getting ready to cross the other way. And this lady, I guess she didn't see me, I don't know what. She turns into my lane and is basically coming right at me. I'm on the right side of the road in the right lane, and she turns, instead of turning into, you know, my left side, which would have been her lane, she turns into my lane and then sees me at the last second, slams on her brakes, almost hits me. It's probably about 2 foot from hitting me, rolls her window down and starts yelling at me, telling me, what the hell am I doing in the road? Bicycles belong on the sidewalk. It's basically what she told me. I just laughed at her, and I think I probably shot her the finger. I can't remember what I did. I probably just laughed at her. But I wish I had had the camera going that day. So I'm kind of surprised. I thought when I headed out it was going to be colder. This weather's not much different than the weather the other day when I went out. So on that Sunday when I froze my butt off. Now I don't think I dressed as good the other day as I have today. I had a heavier jacket on, but I didn't have layers underneath it like I do today, and a layer over it. I'm really kind of surprised because it's cloudy for the most part. There's a little sun poking out, but not much. I thought it would be a lot cooler than this today. I may actually ride further than I had planned. So I'm just gonna cruise beside these folks on the trail and get by them. That's the other thing. I've been taking this bike off-road a little bit more. Not nothing extreme because it's a folding bike. I wouldn't do nothing crazy. But another thing, I'm surprised at how well this bike handles off-road. Coming by on the left. Thank you, sir. So it's I wouldn't have really taken this off the road very much. I am going to have to get off this bike and show y'all the back tire after 1,805 miles or so. As a matter of fact, let's get down here and we'll do that in the parking lot over here. So I am going to have to get a new back tire this winter, and I'm probably just going to get 2 tires and put street tires on this like we've talked about. So let's come on over here. We'll have a little bit of fun too. So I don't know if y'all can see that. Y'all probably can. That tire's pretty bare. Okay, let me show you it compared to the front. The front tire still looks damn near brand new. So but yeah, the back tire on this thing is just about, it's about almost slick in the center. Almost. Some spots it's got a little bit more than others. Okay, so you can see where I put the 2 washers in on both sides, okay, to raise the pad up. All right, so it seemed to do a good job of allowing those pads to grab better than they were. So certainly is braking better in the rear. Now I have way more confidence in that rear brake. Matter of fact, I got to be a little bit careful now. So as y'all saw, I almost wrecked on that first power slide earlier. Don't let anybody know that. I'm sure y'all could tell from the video I about dumped it. So this is they have like this food truck area here. So we're gonna probably just go around here on the dirt here. Sometimes that's just easier than ringing the bell, especially if they're wearing headphones. You know, as long as there's not a big ledge there, I'll go off the trail and go around them. So come on, let's get this thing going. Let's go. Nobody's out here. So I think I thought I did a little, my first short video of the upgrade kit I got for the rad. I was gonna put that on, but we were supposed to warm up. I mean, a couple days ago, the 10-day forecast had us in the 70s some days, and now that's been changed. We're gonna have rain for Thanksgiving, and looks like some rain starting up possibly tomorrow, and then possibly rain Friday. And just a couple days ago, it was supposed to be sunny on Thanksgiving and sunny on Friday, and in the 70s on Friday and this weekend. Now, it is supposed to warm back up this weekend, but it's not going to be in the 70s. It's going to be in the mid-60s on Sunday, but I will get out on the rad and do my Sunday ride. But that forecast change was kind of a bummer. Just shows you cannot rely on the weather in any state anymore, let alone Texas. So, well, hey everybody, we're gonna call this a ride. I want to thank everybody for coming along with me on this ride. Please hit the like button, please subscribe, and leave me a comment. Cowboys play the Giants Thursday, Thanksgiving Day game. So, coming by you, man. Thank you. You have a good one. So, we'll see you on the next ride. Y'all have a good one.